a problem here. And it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got your friends who you won't forget. Coming live, Alvin and Friend on survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off? AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having the time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the wave. Take it to the grave, have moving to the place. You already know when they take the K's. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative.
Season's greetings and many non-denominational happy wishes to you and your family on this winter day. I am Alvin Williams, and Fran will not be joining me for this episode because we are on break. But because we love you guys so much, Fran and I decided to compile some of our favorite moments of the year 2023. Take a little walk down memory lane. Some funny, some more serious, but overall just a year in reflection. And who better to do that with than our favorites, the Affirminators. So I decided to kick things off to set the tone just right with one of my favorite bits of the year. I think this kind of encapsulates Fran and I's humor together, and it also for me kind of encapsulates the beauty of being Black in America, which is that you have to be able to laugh at even the toughest things. So I'm going to kick off this compilation with Fran and I discussing noose shoes on episode 259 from February of this year.
Not making news?
God, no. That feels racist as shit to even know how to do that. I'm sure they have uses of like to hitch a truck or something. I don't know. But like knowing how to make a noose just feels mad racist. Like to just, and when are you going to show that off at a party or something?
I just
Why does anybody need to know that you can do that?
Knot is kind of intriguing to me for some reason.
You want to learn how to do it?
No, I'm just like, I look at it and go like, how do you?
Oh yeah. It's like the way it wraps around the rope,
yeah.
and then the rope goes through that thing, and then it makes listen. The Boy Scouts or whoever teaches that, I'm sure it's a great skill to have.
I was in Cub Scout and they wasn't teaching us how to make
right?
noose knots.
Making like, popsicle stick art.
Yeah.
We didn't learn that in the Eagle Scouts. We didn't learn how to make nooses. What I'm saying is, even if it's
need a new name.
Yeah,
or
noose.
Just like get rid of the name and something.
Yeah, it just,
you can't say noose.
And people not think of just mad racist shit. Nobody's like, man, I really need to tie down these Christmas tree lights.
Yeah.
I need a noose knot. Yeah, like nobody goes to that knot. Like if you see a noose, you know what it is. Like nobody's ever come out and be like, oh no, I was just tying down some rakes in the back. I got a whole bunch of rakes back there, and they keep falling over. I step on them, they hit me in the face. Yeah. So I decided to tie them all together with a noose. No. There's only one use that the noose is.
Yeah, it doesn't have no.
There's only one use for a noose, and it ain't a garden work or tying trees to the top of your truck or something like that. It's racist shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Hey, if you come to my house with anything noosed around the baked goods, I tied all these cookies. I made them with noose ropes. Nah, you got to go. And don't ever know me.
It's the only knot I know, though.
It's the only knot. I'm sorry. It's the only knot I learned how to make. I don't know how to. I tie my shoes in nooses.
That's wild.
That's mad racist, bro. A noose just sitting on the tongue of your shoe. Oh, Black History Month is the best, man. Oh my God. Tying your shoe in a noose? You're like,
I use bunny ears.
Yeah. Oh, you still use the old bunny loop through the rabbit hole or whatever. No, I do. Let me tie your shoes, son. So then the monkey goes through the thing and he thinks he can come in my neyborhood. I don't think so. He comes back around. You never stop chasing him all night long. He's hiding in the woods. Then you pull it out and out he comes at the top. No more monkey. You're like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? It's crazy. Oh, this racism is killing me inside.
It's killing me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's fucking so much. Such a racist country. I fucking hate it so much. Oh God. Oh my God. Noose shoes is crazy. The noose.
You see bro, I got these noose shoes. No, they the noose. Oh,
you got some new shoes?
No, I got the noose shoes.
Yeah, you know how Tracy McGrady had the shoes that zip up all the laces. No, but this is just a noose. You just pull the noose tight and you go. It's actually really fast.
That's crazy.
I just slip these bad boys on, tighten the noose, and I'm out the door. Just do it.
Oh man,
just noose it.
Fucking ad, just fucking noose it.
It's a slave running through the woods, just like booking it, like horses and shit. He's trying to get to freedom, and then a close shot, and gets down to his feet, and he's got the noose shoes on, and he gets to the Mason-Dixie line. He gets to freedom because the noose shoes. Yeah.
Just fucking noose
booking it. The tattered shirt,
right? Chain.
Yeah. His wrists are shackled, and his feet are shackled. It's so racist. Oh, God.
No, new shoes.
Oh, 500 years of pain. Oh, my God. That's crazy. Oh. All right. So up next on our walk down memory lane of 2023, I want to take you guys back to a moment in time. It lasted about a few days. It was all over the internet. And Fran and I had some thoughts about it. We discussed it. I still feel kind of the same way that I felt when I said these things. It was truly a fool's errand, and rest in peace to everybody involved. But wow, it was what a story this was. So this is Fran and I discussing the Ocean Gate tragedy from episode 275. Sometimes people just do some dumb shit. I saw people going on the internet being like, you guys are so wrong for laughing at this. What if it was your family? And I went, it literally could never be my family. No. My mom would never spend $250,000 to go into a can of soda and go to the depths of the ocean to where they go, whales go here. And then you're going to go 20,000 feet deeper than the whales go.
Who live in the ocean.
There was no empathy for me. There was no like, how did they end up in this situation? By choice.
Yeah.
They paid $250,000 to go do something incredibly dumb. Yeah. For what payoff? To look at the Titanic on a screen? Do you know how, listen, friend, I know you don't like watch a ton of like History Channel, stuff like that, but there's literally hours and James Cameron, the director of the Titanic, has gone and seen that boat a bajillion times. He's taken a boat down there with cameras on it. We've seen all the angles, old plates, the ship underwater.
Like person?
Yes, there's documentaries. Yes, he's gone down there too.
Oh, shit.
He's gone down there. I think they go down further than even he goes. And James Cameron has a bajillion fulfillion dollars. Yeah. If anybody can put together the ship that can take you down there, it's James Cameron. Here's the problem. James Cameron's ship, if I'm not mistaken, is a one-man vessel.
Yeah.
They wanted to commercialize going to see the Titanic.
Yes.
So they had to make a bigger thing, which requires more thing. They have to seal you into this thing. The idea that it doesn't have a door, They take another piece of metal, slam it up against the can of soda, and drill 12-inch screws. They're sealing you in a coffin. So when I think about those people's last moments when they realize, this isn't coming back up.
There wasn't no last moment. There wasn't no realizing.
Yeah, that's the thing I've heard from people like or from news reports is that people were involved in like speculating like the captain of the ship being down there pretending like everything's fine and the people not knowing. And a lot of people, experts have come out and gone, once this went sideways, that can crumbled and it imploded immediately. There was no we're running out of oxygen or we only have one bag of chips or, they start fighting. There was none of that. If something went wrong, the ship was gone immediately. Yeah. There was no timing there will be no movie starring Tom Hanks about this in 10 years where it's like they spend 2 days down there and they slowly die. And when this went wrong, they were dead immediately.
Yeah.
I even watched the video that a person like really explained how it works and, the way like the pressure is. Like they said, these people probably blacked out immediately.
But they said it happened so fast that your brain didn't even realize what's happening. That it happened.
Yeah, this was not painless. So, honestly, like thankfully for them, like it seemed like it was a quick thing. When it went wrong like in a millisecond.
Yeah.
So that's good. But no, I don't have any like empathy. This is people that have like exorbitant amounts of wealth. Think about friend, $250,000. What is your dream to go see, to go do, look like going under the ocean to dangerous depths to see an old boat? What does a $250,000 trip look like for you?
It wouldn't even make a list. If I had a list of like 100 things, that wouldn't even be.
It wouldn't even make the 100 adventures list
at all. Like
the top 10 all involve like being on a beach with like the most expensive resort. People bringing me food all day.
$250,000, and I don't even know if this is enough money. Is me going to Dubai and like living like I live there every day. That's where
That could get you like 3 days of that. That could get you like 3 days. 3 days of being like, oh, I'm a sheik in Dubai.
Yes.
That's what I want to. I want to live like a sheik in Dubai.
Yeah.
I think you could have a really nice 3 days.
and that's
Like
and that's,
club
that's
club
lovely.
every night. Tigers in your rented apartment. Going, driving a Bugatti. You could do all of that for like 3 days, and that would be like the trip of a lifetime.
And guess what? I'm able to come back home and then
Yes, no. You don't have to sign a waiver at any point in that
Come
trip
and
where
go
it's like,
end
hey,
my
you might die.
yeah.
So yeah, no, you're right. That's a really good point. If I had 100 trips on a list to make, going to see the Titanic wouldn't even crack the top 100.
No.
I could find 100 things better to do with $250,000.
Absolutely, man.
To keep on the trend of viral moments from 2023, I would now like to flashback to a discussion that Fran and I were having during the time where the government was letting us know that aliens are real, alien objects are floating around and they're unidentified, and it's not a hoax, it's not X-Files. The tea was spilled and they told us that aliens existed. And during the pandemonium of all of this, Mexico decided to get involved and show us some aliens that they had in the tuck, which Fran and I had some thoughts about. So this is from episode 282, Faking It and Making It.
What is the definition of alien?
Belonging to a foreign country or nation or a planet, I guess. So not from where you're from, and in the context of aliens, not from this planet.
Got you. Okay. All right.
But alien could just mean
Could be just something foreign. It could be anything.
Chinese people made this thing, and so we don't have
know what
the
it is.
schematics on it, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
And so when they use
There isn't
terminology
parameters
like that,
around what like the word alien, whereas it's like it's not just from this planet.
And I feel like what Neil deGrasse Tyson is saying is, I think the governments from different countries, when they say that, they know what they're saying.
Yeah.
They know what people will believe, but they also know that they're covering their ass by when they can go, well, we didn't say it was from another planet. We just said it's alien. We don't know what it is. So that could be preparing us for some kind of China versus U.S. war. That was a theory where it's like, well, why are we finding things that we don't know what it is in our territory?
Yeah.
When they found it, when China was like, oh, that's a tourist balloon or whatever they said, it turned out it was like Chinese in U.S. territory. So when you start going, oh, we're finding alien stuff here, it's like, okay, well, we didn't say it's from another planet. We just said it's not from here and it's not supposed to be here. So they could be preparing us for war.
Could be.
They could be preparing us to go, well, we keep finding stuff and it turns out it's not from another planet. It's from Japan.
Yeah.
So I just think it's interesting. And the dolls coming out, well, not dolls. They said it was aliens and they looked like they were in little coffins.
Yeah, but they were like,
They were like 2 feet
there's
tall.
not gooey. There's no, where's the,
It was like fossilized.
no bones. I mean, no, no, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
no
some
body
guts.
parts. It's like, come on, man.
I wanted them
What is
to.
this?
You know what we all want to see as a people. I want you to bring one of them out with their hands behind their back and some handcuffs.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna bring them on like one of those little glass tubes with like water in it.
Yeah,
and
got
they're
a
like,
mask on his face. It's floating in water like Mew.
That's what I want to see.
Like a Mewtwo
That's
from
what I wanna
Pokemon.
see. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, we don't want to see.
We
you hold
need
up
some concrete evidence, not concrete.
You holding up some marionette puppets in a box
It does.
and being like, these are.
They had it covered in like some type of blanket or something.
Like these is aliens.
I said, look at this.
This
man.
is
Yeah,
aliens.
then a nerd to have two of them.
This is 2 aliens. This is aliens. I said, come on, man. You can't be. Come on, Mexico. Y'all got to do better than this, man. I mean, they really looked like American Girl dolls in those boxes. It was truly a prank for the ages. It was also serious and unserious at the same time. Speaking of serious, this is a discussion that Fran and I had on the 2-parter where we talk about the Freaknik music festival down there in Atlanta. And we had a discussion about stereotypes that I felt was interesting. And so I just kind of wanted to reflect on it as we take a walk back on the things we talked about in 2023. So this is a discussion that Fran and I had about stereotypes from part 1 of the Freaknik episodes.
If you don't live up to that stereotype, there's a negative impact. So say if I were to go out and play basketball and I was trash, but if somebody picked me first and I'm around a whole bunch of white people and they go like, he's black, obviously he knows how to play basketball. And I go like,
Picking him first.
Yeah, I can't shoot a jump shot for nothing because and they go like,
oh, come on. You're not even really black. I thought you were black.
That's like, then what are you? I don't get.
What is even the point of you? Yeah. What is your use? What is your use?
If I can't jump high and dribble a basketball as a black man, I have no use.
I like one of my favorite TikTok things. Like, you don't look this, you don't look that, you don't look. I've seen it. You don't look like a lesbian. You don't look like this, and then they start doing the most crazy waving a dildo around, like pulling their strap on out, like you don't look black. And then they cut to dudes like they have a headband on and a basketball, and they're in the other hand they got a drumstick, and it's like, do I look black now? Like that's you know, there's this like preconceived notion of what X, Y, and Z is, and it affects you. It affects them societally, like Asian people, black people, Mexican people. I don't think that those kind of stereotypes affect white people.
No,
they're all like they're not even really. There's no real implications to the white stereotypes. Like they're just like whatever. Like they don't. If you, bro, if you think that I am a violent person, like that's a stereotype. Like, oh man, you know, black dudes are angry and strong and what. These are. It causes you to fear me.
Right. If I go to a white person's house and the food is not seasoned, I go, well, I'm not shocked. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like,
I'll move
and
on.
it doesn't. And guess what? They're gonna eat the shit out of that green bean casserole, and they're gonna be like, "What's this guy's deal? I guess he doesn't like ambrosia salad. Oh well, more for me." You know, like it doesn't affect their life. It doesn't change anything about their life. You know, so I just think that's something to think about when we have these conversations about one person affecting the whole group.
Yeah, man.
I don't want Carly Russell to affect the whole group, but my fear is that she will, and it makes me sad because nobody else has to live by those. I mean, other people do, but the people that I'm concerned about making Carly Russell the rule and not the exception, it doesn't happen for them.
At least for the foreseeable future. It's going to
the
be
near future. The next time somebody goes missing in the next couple weeks or months, it's going to be like, is this a hoax?
Yeah.
But when Sherry Papini went missing, and it turned out she just wanted to leave her husband and date her boyfriend, and then it was all fake, it didn't affect like missing white women. Nobody went, is this white woman lying?
No, I don't even know who that is, so that's new to me.
Exactly, because it just came and went. It was a headline story. People were like, wait, what? She lied? And then we moved on. Because why? Because Sherry Papini gets to be Sherry Papini.
Nope.
I don't think Carly Russell gets to just be Carly Russell. Carly Russell is a black woman. This black woman lied. So do black women lie? Like that's the effect that it has. Jussie Smollett lied. So do black men lie about being racially attacked? He doesn't just get to be he doesn't just get to be Jussie Smollett. No. We have to answer to Jussie Smollett.
Yeah. These two incidents will always be attached to their name forever.
Yes. But it'll be attached to our name.
For sure. Yeah.
All of our name collectively as black people. Those two incidences will be connected to us and our pain and our trauma and our police reports and our phone calls. It will always be this question of, was it real? Was it fake? Are they lying? Is it true? And I don't like that. All right. So this year, Fran and I started doing cold opens on some episodes. And I will be playing a couple of my favorites during this compilation. And this is the first one I want to play. This was Oscar-worthy acting on Fran's part as far as I'm concerned. He lived in the bit. He built a world around the bit. He yes-anded me every step of the way. And I believe that there should be some kind of trophy to be had for this man, for this performance. This is our discussion about barbers from episode 262. Hey, man, you got a minute to talk?
Yeah, man, what's up?
It's a podcast. I hope you have a minute to talk about the podcast. But I've been going through some things, man. My barber, you know, we've been together since I was like 16.
Yeah.
Long time. It's just I feel like we're in a rough spot lately. Mm-hmm. You know, it used to be so fun in the beginning, you know, when you're young, you know, just having fun, being silly, you know, it's just different. I guess that comes with time. And, you know, he just doesn't really even doesn't pay attention to me like he used to. It's like I'm not even there.
Yeah.
You know, he cut my hair this past week. He didn't even show me the mirror. He doesn't even care what I look like when I walk out of his chair.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, it's just, there was like other people in the barbershop. He's walking away from me, paying attention to them. Like I'm not even there. It's like I'm a ghost. It's like, hello, notice me, see me.
Yeah.
You know?
You want that attention.
Yeah. Dude, it's like, do I not matter to you? 16 years? Like, is that not important to you? I'm sorry. I can't hold your attention for 30 minutes for you to have our time together.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave, but it's hard, you know? Like I know how long you and your barber been together?
Oh man. Since high school, man. Since early as high school, man.
It's always been smooth sailing.
Always been smooth, no problems, man. Never, you know, there's some hiccups here and there. You know?
Yeah.
But
that's to be expected.
There's some breaks in between, but you know.
Yeah, of course. But you guys always come back.
Always work it out, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, has he ever not held the mirror up? I mean, is that?
Nah, man. He always, you know, hey, man, look,
does it look good? He always make sure I'm looking right.
Your needs.
Do the little twirl.
I haven't
spin
been
me
twirled.
around.
I
Make sure
haven't
I'm
been
looking
twirled. I haven't
good.
been twirled in so long.
Yeah, man. Just he never lets me leave looking a mess.
Yeah.
Never.
Satisfied.
Yes, absolutely.
He doesn't even spray me down.
Wow.
It's like wham, bam, thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
And,
Does he give you alcohol?
God, I'll tell you what, you don't even want to wipe my neck. It's been so long. It's pretty dry back there.
Wow.
Like the Sahara Desert.
Wow.
Haven't had an alcohol wipe on this neck in a long time, buddy. But
That's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, tell it to my neck.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hurt. It hurts, and so you've never had like wandering eyes or anything, you never
Nah, man.
seen somebody with a crisp lineup and just ask the question.
Yeah, maybe you come across, a couple. You go like, wow, that's a nice shape you got.
Yeah, who did that?
Who did that?
Yeah.
But you ask questions.
Yeah,
But, you go like, I'm happy. I'm happy. You don't want to get too greedy.
yeah.
We had the same barber at one point. I just, the chemistry
Wasn't there.
it wasn't there. So I had to pack.
I thought I was special. I thought we had something special, and we
did,
did, Fran. Early on, we did have something special, and I know he has other people. I know that. I'm not stupid. I know that.
Yeah.
But I thought we had something special. In the last couple of years, it hasn't felt that way. Over the weekend, was walking down the street, saw a guy coming out of a barbershop. Lineup was nasty,
Yeah.
tight, crisp. Went into the barbershop, walked up to the guy who did it, and
Yeah.
got his number.
Got the digits. Give him a call, man.
I don't want to give him a 16 years like this, I don't want to do that, but they had the Suavemente playing in there, and a little Latin flavor. It was fun. It's different. I haven't been twirled. I haven't been twirled in years, friend. It was fun to just
man, look. Gotta start thinking about yourself, man. You gotta start putting yourself first sometimes.
that phrase is grass is always green on the other side.
Yeah.
Grass looked mighty green this day, especially after he didn't even show me the mirror. I didn't get twirled, anything. I felt so unimportant in his life. And then you get a glimpse of the other side.
Yeah.
And it looked nice.
Yeah. Hey, man. Sometimes you just gotta go and hop that fence. Like, oh, it's nice over there. Grass is green. It's been taken care of. Go ahead.
Yeah, but my big fear is that if I go and this guy's hot shit. I don't know if I mentioned this. He's Dominican.
Okay.
So you do the math.
Yeah.
He's not hurting for, customers.
Yeah.
And if I can't get another appointment, then I have to go back and have the smell of the, a different barber side and, his spray on me. And I have to go and ask my barber of 16 years to line me up. He'll know. He'll smell it on me.
Yeah.
He'll see it on my face and in my hairline. He'll know that's not his work.
Oh,
That's not his style, So that scares me. I don't want to confront that infidelity right in somebody's face.
I mean, but why put the effort in if he's not gonna put the effort in?
Damn. Fran, sometimes I just look at you to give it to me straight,
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I guess all is fair in love and barbers, Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Factor. The holiday season is a beautiful time, but very chaotic. And if you're looking for nutritious, convenient meals to keep that energy at its peak for all the stressful running around that is in your very near future, then you should try Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. Factor can help you fuel up fast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You're going to save time, you're going to eat well, and you're going to stay on track with all your healthy lifestyle choices while also taking care of your holiday to-do list. Skip the stress of meal prepping over the holidays with Factor. Choose from over 35 weekly flavor-packed, fresh, never-frozen meals that support a healthy lifestyle and meet your meal preferences. All delivered right to your door and ready to eat in 2 minutes. This is convenience and deliciousness you just don't want to miss. So head over to factormeals.com/AMP50 and use the promo code AMP50 to get 50% off. Again, that's factormeals.com/AMP50. And that promo code is AMP50. Use it and get 50% off. One last time, that's Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Greenlight. I'm online a lot, and I feel like I'm always running across different parenting techniques for teaching kids the responsibilities of money. Whether it's chore bucks, inaccessible piggy banks, or even those magic wallets where you flip it one way and the dollar's there, you flip it the other way, the dollar's gone. That encourages kids to put money into something. But if you're looking to raise kids that are financially responsible, I have a life-saving recommendation that you need to check out. Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families. It gives kids and teens easy and fun ways to gain financial literacy while giving parents peace of mind. The app includes a chores feature where you can set up recurring one-time chores customized to your family's needs and reward kids for a job well done. Fran and I are currently in the process of turning his kids into financial wizards who also know the value of a dollar. The app also comes with games that teach kids money skills in a fun and memorable way. So if you've got young kids and those birthday cards are starting to thicken up with that cash money, it might be time for you to sign up for Greenlight. So why not do it today and get your first month free when you go to greenlight.com/AMP. That's right, greenlight.com/AM as in money, 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 P, to try Greenlight for free. All right, happy and responsible spending. I'm going to go back to back here on Shining Fran moments for me. This is probably one of the top 3 strangest things I've ever heard this man say, and I've heard him say a lot of strange things. This is a discussion we were having during the time where there were fires in Canada and the smog from Canada was affecting us here in Baltimore.
But I was thinking that while I was outside working,
Can't breathe.
no, that wasn't my thought. My thought was, am I like this superhuman where I can just, my body is built that I don't have to worry about like terrible air quality where I can breathe, I can still run, my body's still working like a machine, that this is not bothering me at all. I don't have people walking around with masks and stuff. I don't need to wear one of those. My lungs are working to full capacity. I'm feeling great. And I'm like, if the world just turned into this big old cloud where people need masks and gas masks, maybe I don't need one. Maybe I can I'm just that special human. You ever thought about that?
No, I can't say that. I can't say my brain went there in the last week or so, man. I don't think that I had that thought once. I don't think that ever. Yeah, I didn't go there about it. You really were sucking your own dick for at work, just like, man, I might have lungs that they never even seen before. Like, these are just different lungs. I'm seeing people out here with masks on, and I don't need the mask, so it must be genetic superiority.
Maybe it's just, I think I have this fascination with when I see movies. I want to be that person that has
a genetic,
this unique
genetic.
I survive.
You want to be the next step in human evolution?
Yeah.
Whereas, I think I might be able to breathe underwater. All of us. I think I might be I'm the first human that can breathe underwater, and the tides are rising, and they're saying the world's gonna be underwater in like 10 years, and I'm good.
Or I'm the last hope of for humanity.
The cure. You're the cure.
They need me.
You want to be the cure.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could be a lab rat, man. That's a tough life. But I respect it. I get it. I get it. It was. I was wondering how we were gonna get into talking about the smog or the smoke from Canada, and we did it in a really interesting way. So salute to you, man. Your brain never ceases to amaze me. I don't know how we got to that from the smoke in Canada being here, but we did it. You ever thought about that? That line sticks with me so much for that, because on my soul, that thought had never entered my brain about being a super specimen or having genetically evolved. It had never come to me ever in life. And so he said it so casually. You ever thought of that? And so that is the essence of Fran, a different thinker, one of the most profound thinkers of our generation, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. And we're going to change that in 2024. But what we're going to do now is we're going to switch gears back to another more serious conversation that Fran and I had about raising a family in this world and the difficulties of having conversations based around race with your children. And this was all centered around the fact that 2023 was the 11-year anniversary of the murder of Trayvon Martin. So 2023 makes 11 years, but this episode specifically was the celebration, feels like a weird term, but the acknowledgement of the 11-year time that had passed. And so we had some discussions about Trayvon Martin and race and being young and not knowing what your skin represents to other people and the preconceived notions that come from that. And I just felt like it was a good conversation. And so again, as we're taking a walk down memory lane, I felt this was a good stop. R.I.P. Trayvon.
I was thinking about this the other day, that black people is exhausting of all these different scenarios that we have to like
Think about
and
calculate.
all these different personas or like, what's the word I'm looking for? All these different
personalities
that we have to like try to,
make other people feel comfortable.
make other people feel comfortable and switch and change. Like that shit is exhausting. And then like being that way, going to the store,
you just want to get some eggs.
I want to get some eggs. I got my hood. I'm gonna take my hood off. Or it's like I'm walking in. I'm
heading out the security guard.
I'm gonna get something because I don't want to just walk out of here because like I don't want them to have the idea of like
he stole something.
I may have stole something. So it's like okay,
buy something.
If I
you
need to
want.
spend $1, just
Get some gum.
I'll just do it, man. Because like after that whole thing happened, a white guy. Was he white? Or was he?
George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Adjacent.
Yeah. Whatever. But
it
like still like being a kid and you going to the store. There's been times where I walked by myself and never thought of like something like that could ever happen to me.
Yeah.
And that's terrifying. But then as a parent now, and I see these kids out here running around by themselves a lot, and I go, I don't know if I'm comfortable with my kids just running around.
Yeah.
No adults.
Come back when the street lights. All that shit is the world today.
No.
That's done.
No.
It's just we've seen too much access, and people are preying on your kids and sending the messages, and so the idea that you would not have eyes on your kid for 8 hours, and they're not in school, they're just out in the world. I don't know. A bike, just give them a bike and just tell them.
Yeah.
When I think about 14, 15, and you calling me and telling me where you were and doing stuff, and vice versa, and just like, I'm over here, I'm over at this person's house, took my bike over here, rode the bike 8 miles in a whole different neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're never even been to this neighborhood before.
Tunnel and all kinds of shit. It's like I would tell my kids, no.
Yeah.
No. But it's like, again, Dad, I'm going outside, and that was it. Okay, be back when you're supposed to be back. And that was it. I didn't have no cell phone. It was just like, all right, well,
I'll see. You know the time you're supposed to be back.
But it's like now. But I look at it, I go like, how did my dad even like didn't like drive himself crazy?
Yeah.
Like not know where I'm at. Didn't hear from me for 8 hours all day.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
But the world was different, so I don't think he had the fears that you might have now. And then even like, my mom carried herself so differently after 2 incidences. It was the Trayvon Martin incident. Now I'm older at this point, but she still, it became a lot more of call me when you get there.
My dad was the same way.
It became more of that. And then I remember we went to go see Fruitvale Station, which was the story of Oscar Grant, who was a guy in Oakland who got killed by some police at a BART train station. And I never thought about the perspective until this moment of like, I can't remember when that movie came out, but let's say I was 24, 23. It was Michael B. Jordan. And they play the whole. It's a biopic or biopic. I don't know. Some people say I say that word wrong. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It was a biographical film or whatever. And so they show you his life and then how he got killed. And they show his body and his mom going to identify his body and all stuff. And my mom wept. You know what I mean? Because you can't relate any more directly than that.
Yeah.
Your only child is on a slab, dead, killed by the police. And so seeing like, when we went to Pittsburgh and took the car and, didn't tell her and she finds out I'm in another state 4 hours away from home. It's different than, it's not Boy Meets World when it's us. It's not just like, you bad, you crazy kids. Like when you get home, you're grounded. It's like, no, I'm concerned that you might not come home.
Yeah.
And I'm sure every parent has that. That's not what I'm here to say. I'm not saying that every parent doesn't fear that their child won't come home. But I just don't think the Trayvon Martin story resonated with people the same way that it could with a black woman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So the world was different to my mom after she saw something like that. And I've gotten older, I now see some of the stuff that I did, why it wasn't leave it to Beaver, hijinks, silly, whatever the fuck. If I call my mom, I can't call my mom and go, hey, mom, I just got pulled over by the police. I'll call you back. That 10 minutes, 20 minutes between, what do you mean you just got pulled over by the police and you just hung up the phone on me? Yeah. That's not like, oh man, what did he do now? It's like, is he okay? Like, I need to call me back as soon as the traffic stop is over so I know you're safe, And I think about all it was, in our minds, it was silly hijinks. We wanted to go see a concert, but
It was irresponsible.
it was irresponsible. Upon reflection of the life of Trayvon Martin, I just feel so sorry that he didn't just get to be a silly kid one night and go on a walk and talk to his girlfriend or whatever he was doing. Whatever he was doing, he didn't just get to be a silly kid and go to the store and get some snacks and when he had the house to himself for the night. I think his parents were out. You know what I mean? Like,
it still sucks to me. Like, it still hits home where it's like I don't think we still would know the full.
No, there's
story
no
of what
video.
happened.
They kind of just put it together about, a fight broke out of some kind and this fucking pig had a gun on him.
Who's out, by the way?
Who's out? Out and has been nothing but a disgusting person in the world since this incident. Has gone to NRA events and signed bags of Skittles. There was rumors that he sold the gun that he killed Trayvon Martin.
Did
with.
he?
That I can't confirm that, but there were rumors that like a private buyer bought that gun from George Zimmerman. You know what I mean? So he's been nothing but a disgusting piece of shit since this happened. So that tells me nothing but he was probably a disgusting piece of shit when he followed this kid in his neighborhood. This wasn't some concerned citizen who just was doing the right thing. This was a guy who stalked a kid, and when he started getting his ass beat by a kid, allegedly, he shot this kid. We can only assume that's what happened because that's all we're gonna get. Is that there was a fight, he was losing the fight, and so he felt like he was gonna die at the hands of a 17-year-old boy with his bare hands, and he shot this kid. And so,
I always gonna get that one story, that one side.
That's all we're ever gonna get. But again, just based off of his actions and how I've seen him move since this has happened over the last 11 years, he's been nothing but a disgusting piece of shit. And so I can only assume he was always a disgusting piece of shit. And so he's a disgusting piece of shit who killed a kid. And as a parent, I'm also interested. Like, you have kids, they're young kids, obviously, but like, because we had discussions about you and you and your wife, different cultures and stuff like that, and you having discussions about like, listen, the world's gonna see these kids as black.
Yeah.
So like, does that keep you up at night? Like, I mean, like, how do stories like this hit you now as a parent? Like, do they make you think about having conversations early, or like, does it make you think about how you want to parent and go about the angles you want to take?
A little bit. But it's like, by them being so young, it's like you can't.
It's too early.
It's too early, so you can't. Sometimes I may, something may come up and I may try to explain to Sophie kind of a little bit, but she won't fully understand until she's older, and I'm able to get to it before something happens, or
she sees it.
She goes through it, and then it's like, okay, this is what you need to. This is what you need to know. This is what I've been through, and this is how it's going to be for somebody with your skin color, and that's just gonna be it. I mean, it's like, cause like people by her skin color, by her and Max's skin color, people don't see them as Latino, half black. It's just they're black. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah. So, I mean, it does keep me up at night. It's terrifying to be like that. It make it worse. Yeah. What times are now, and as they get older, it make it worse. But I'll try to do my best to like be there and like try to guide them through and let them know early. Because they're going to go through it. They're going to be in some classes with kids that just don't know any better, but they hear and see stuff from their parents that are pieces of shit, and they bring it to school and say crazy stuff. So it's like, I'll try to do my best to like try to guide them and what's the best thing to do and like, who to talk to when something like that happens. But you really only learn by you going through it. Yeah.
All you can do is prepare them. You can't show them it.
Exactly. So it's like, that's the terrifying part of like them had to deal with it and see how they react. And then where it's like you get older, and this was anything. As you get older, you go like, oh, this is the reality of whatever situation that I'm gonna have to deal with for the rest of my life. Yeah,
it's like,
and that's scary.
It's as a person without a kid, as a childless guy, like the only things I think about is like you always want your kid's life to be better than your life was as a kid. Yeah. So like I didn't have a hard life by any means, but with that being said, I want my kid's life to be even less hard than mine was. Right. And if you set your kid up, it's the Carlton Banks effect, right? It's like you set your kid up to, and I think you should. I think you should. You as a parent, you have to make sure your kids know how the world is, but you don't never want to make your kids feel like there's a ceiling on what they can do in life.
Yeah.
I think I'm very anti-victim mentality, but I'm also a realist, and there's real world issues. And I would never tell my kid like, well, you can't be president one day. I mean, you're black. I mean, the odds of you being president are astronomically low. I would never say that to my kid. But at the same time, I need them to know how the world is. Yeah. And like, you might be looked at differently because of the color of your skin, but I don't want you to think that you can't do something like a goal in life because of the color of your skin. But at the same time, if you instill that in your child, and if they are unfortunate enough to learn that in the real world, it could be hard for some people to bounce back from something like that. Yeah. When you go, oh shit, wait, what? I'm not like the rich. I thought I was just a rich kid that went to a prep school and plays tennis and whatever dreams you have. When I don't have kids, so you just dream of like whatever the best. I want my kids to have the best, right? But then when that reality hits of like, oh, you are not Chad. Yeah. Like, you and him can ride around in the car and he can have weed in his car and not get pulled over.
But also your environment plays a big part of it, because like, we grew up, I guess you could say middle class type of, because like,
yeah, I would say so.
I've never had as young. I've never had an incident where it was like I felt, race was I just never
like
had
a hindrance.
Those,
held you back.
I never had those type of until. I mean, I was called the N-word for the first time, me hearing it like 5 years ago. So it's like before that. Even if I went, in your
youth, you didn't experience it.
Even if I was in a situation where that happened, where racism was going on, I wouldn't be able to catch it because I never had to deal with it. So it's like
your ears weren't open to it. I would say same.
Right. So it's like, it's hard to teach that to kids, teach that to my kids now, because like, you go like.
They might not see it. Yeah.
They might not see it. They might not.
Until they're grown.
Right. But it's like, if you grew up in a different like poverty type of, environment, was like, where it's like, oh, why do they get to have this and I don't? Then that's a whole different, conversation you need to have. But in my youth, I never had to deal with somebody being mean because like I'm black or something. Yeah. I just never had to deal with that. Yeah. Somebody telling you like, oh, you may get pulled over for whatever.
You setting your kid up to be paranoid.
Exactly. Yeah. Or they may go like, oh, I don't. Yeah. What? No.
That's false.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's not my experience.
Right. Until it actually happens and you go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see how where we at now as far as like us being black in America. I see how things.
So you're saying just kind of set them up, prepare them, and then hope for the best. Hope they never experience it, because that would be great. I would love if your kids never learned that lesson. Yeah. But just set them up, let them know it's a possible. The world is like this. It's a little bit different. You might have a. I don't want them to ever learn that lesson, because I feel like then you're gonna just walk through life just oblivious and like not paying attention to certain things. Yeah. I think you need to. Being black, you need to be aware of those type of things growing up, especially if you're getting taken advantage of. Yeah, people talking to you a certain way you don't even know. People playing in your face.
Exactly. It's I think of it as like on a job training. It's like you just learn. In life, you just learn as you go. Yeah. And when you go through, you got to cross that bridge at one time. You go like, okay, now I know how to handle this the next time I go through it. Or I'm prepared for it the next time I have to deal with it. Or I can catch it. Or I can say something to somebody who's being rude or whatever. Yeah. I want them to know that, because I don't want them to just be walking around like, oh, well,
he's dumb.
I wonder why this person got it and I didn't. It's like, no, I want them to be able to know. Because also, because Sophie she's really shy. And I think she got that from me and her mom. So it's like, she's super shy. And Max is not like that. But I want her to speak up when something is. Yeah, something's not right. When something's not right. Yeah. So we kind of teaching her that now. I think Max is already going to be that way. I guess you can kind of already tell that. Yeah. But Sophie is like, I want her to, for these situations, I want her to be able to speak her mind, especially as a black female. I want her to be able to
speak confidently. Exactly. And don't let people walk all over you. Yeah. Because that's one thing, that part about turning the ears on, when you said about us being young. Yeah. It's that part is really important. Yeah. Because I've had people try to play in my face before. Yeah. And if you don't know people are playing in your face and they're, and then they go and they sniggle and giggle to their friends like, oh yeah, I asked him if he had how many Jordans he has. Yeah. If I don't know that, you might just go, well, I got a couple pairs of Jordans at home. Like, oh, I got a couple pairs of Jordans. But if you don't know why that's happening, right, people playing in your face. Yep. And nobody's ever gonna play in my face. And if I have kids, nobody's ever gonna play in my kid's face. I'm not gonna let anybody be treating my kid like they're dumb and they don't get their jokes. Yeah. And that's the world we live in now. Like, I'm not concerned about Max or Sophia being like an egg being thrown. You know what I mean? Like, or being like chastised by some race. But it's those little microaggressions that the world is today. Yeah. It's like those little like, ooh, you're tan, or like little
just subtle,
little things that make
Yeah.
you go, oh, that make you feel weird.
Exactly. Oh, you will feel. You'll
feel it.
You'll feel it.
But if your ears aren't on, you'll get the feeling, but not be able to name it. Like,
Exactly.
what?
Yeah,
That felt
exactly.
backhanded, or like,
Yeah.
why was that like that? And then you'll think it's you.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's important to like prepare a child, because that feeling is going to come no matter what.
Yeah.
When they go, oh, okay, yeah, I bet you listen to a lot of Kanye West, or oh,
Yeah.
you listen to Chicago drill music. I bet you're like, oh, I don't really know what that is. But like, sure you don't.
Yeah.
You go, huh?
Yeah.
Well, why do they think I listen to that music? I
Yeah.
don't
That's
know.
why I don't. You want them to go. It sucks to say, but like you want them to go through something like that. You want them to deal with that, because
Yeah.
then they'll learn and they'll know.
Mhm.
If you just teach them and go like, just
Because you can't even tell them what to look for. It's like,
can't-
it's so
exactly.
you can't even put a face to this shit.
Nothing.
Sometimes
Nothing.
like
Nothing.
sometimes somebody's gonna come up to you and tell you look like somebody that you don't look like at all, and you just
you gonna get some crazy shit where you go. Look, but being young, maybe I've been through some stuff and I went out and I just didn't know. I just couldn't catch
yeah,
it.
but you just go, I don't look like that person.
Yeah.
but you didn't. You knew it felt weird, but
Yeah.
you didn't. You were like, why? Why does it feel weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so many. Yeah, so it's important for sure.
For sure, yeah.
But again, rest in peace to Trayvon Martin, man. Would have been 28 years old, and
crazy.
life cut short. 17, man, just killed in a neighborhood that he lived near, like a neighborhood he was familiar with. Just died there because some dude didn't think he belonged. I alluded to multiple cold opens, and so for me, I've given Fran his flowers multiple times on this episode. I think it's time I give myself some flowers, myself a pat on the back for a brilliant invention, not yet come to fruition, but I will work on it in 2024, okay? This is a discussion that Fran and I had at the opening of episode 263, Johnny Rocket, about the Johnny Rocket. Hey, man, in your life, did you have many get-rich-quick schemes or ideas that you thought were $1 million ideas?
Ooh, get rich quick schemes. What I thought about was when Blockbuster was
A thing.
Or Blockbuster over like Redbox when
Sure.
it was like really at the height of his
Right.
popularity.
Renting movies was still a thing. You
Yes.
like physical copies of movies.
I always thought like, what if I peel this time we had CDs.
Uh-huh.
What if I tried to find a way to peel the cover off of the CD?
Uh-huh. So CD, like the DVD or the CD?
Either one.
Okay,
Like, the game,
either.
whatever. But it was a CD.
The
But-
disc.
But
Uh-huh.
the top of the disc had the
Like the graphics for
graphic
whatever it
for the
was.
game or
Uh-huh.
whatever the movie. So I was like, what if I just find a way to peel this off?
Yeah.
Get a blank CD, slap it on a
Okay.
blank CD, either
And then
keep them
Uh-huh.
or just sell it.
So this is more like a trick than getting money. Right? This is not like a reputable business. Eventually
Oh,
people will find out,
no.
they take them home and it's like, you be getting so many returns. You're like, oh, I'm gone. Like, I won't be at that
With a-
spot anymore when
with
they
a
come back.
Redbox, I would
You be standing out in front of it?
no. I mean, like I would return when you Redbox, you put it back. I would get a blank
Oh,
CD.
you give 'em the
slap
fake
it on the
one.
thing, put it in the Redbox,
And you keep the real,
and then I keep the real one.
and then what do you do with that? You just
Keep
have a
it or sell
DVD
it?
collection?
Yeah, I can sell it.
You sell one DVD at a time.
Just
So
look,
you're
I have
up,
a limited.
'cause-
I have a limited collection. Look, I can get
These are all rare DVDs.
I can get
like-
you next Friday, but it's gonna take me a couple weeks.
Yeah, I got to take some time. The guy won't bring it. He keeps renting it over and over again. I'm in a real battle. Like I keep trying to get to the Redbox before him, but he
Yeah.
keeps beating me. And they're like, Redbox? Like, never mind. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I didn't say that. Don't worry about it. They're like, are you the guy that keeps putting blank DVDs back into the Redbox? That's
Yeah.
you? Are you the
Yeah.
Redbox bandit? No, that's more like mischievous than a business. Yeah, I don't think you'll get rich quick from that. You might end up in prison. Like this is like a scam. Yeah, that's more of the scam without the money
Well, I was
part.
broke. I was like maybe like I don't know 15.
Yeah, you just like, how can I be like a fucking dick? Like that's not about like where's the money? You sell one
Sell
DVD for
'em.
$9,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I try to get another one, and then
It's gonna take a while. I gotta
Get rich real slow.
I gotta get a card somewhere.
Yeah,
You
you-
know, use cash.
yeah, you gotta have a membership to Blockbuster. Then they gonna start catching on. Like, wait, all these CDs are like blank. It's this guy that keeps renting them, or is
I
always the
still
ones
come
he
in
rent.
there.
Yeah, you gotta.
do. I gotta do anything.
Hey man, we're on to you. You're banned.
Excuse me. What?
Yeah, like,
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're like, yeah, you keep bringing in CDRXs from Rite Aid in here and putting the Love Actually artwork on them in their blank CDs. Like, oh, well, damn. You guys caught me. I'll be this. You haven't seen the last of me. You make a real scene out of it. I had a get rich. Well, it wasn't a get rich quick scheme. I thought it was a brilliant product.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought that. Okay, where the fellas at? Where let's go ahead. The fellas will be able to relate to this because I don't know if this is a women issue.
Okay.
But I had an idea for a product that would make when you go pee in public really bring the ruckus. Because it's nothing. It's intimidating almost. Like sometimes you're not in like, this is gonna sound weird, but I have to describe it how I can try. Sometimes you're not in the best form and you got to pee. You go in the bathroom and it's not hitting the bowl in a way where you feel like everybody's around you. It's not it's not no, it's not bringing the ruckus. You know what I mean? So you if you catch my drift.
I do.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes you're like, this is hitting the bowl. This is hitting the bowl in a real lighthearted way. I want
to feel manly right now.
I'm just not hitting the thunder. You wanted to really hit the bowl with like authority. Shit. So I thought of I had an idea for like a tube that like you pee through the tube, pressurizes it, sends it through, and really fires it on a 10 into the bowl. Because sometimes you go and it's sounding like, a squirt gun. Yeah. And that and maybe the guys around you aren't listening, but guess what? Based on your laugh, I know that you are, and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's not just me and my weird self-conscious thoughts where I'm like, this isn't hitting like it should, or this sounds inferior. Yeah. And then don't let you hear somebody else. You're like, yo, okay, this dude's working with a sea monster over there. And that's just the assumption. Yeah, but we don't know. It could be all pipes. I don't know anything about what the functionality of it all. In my mind, it correlates to you're doing all right down there. In my mind, depending on how. So really, to solve this and help everybody with our toxic masculinity, I thought, okay, I was thinking you call it the Johnny Rocket, right? Okay. You pee through that. Like I said, it some kind of almost like the same technology of a water hose. Yeah. You got your water hose in the back. When it's just a water hose, that's just coming out sad. Yeah. But then you put that nozzle on there and you channel the water and you squeeze that head. It's coming out crazy. Yeah. So I wanted to channel the technology of a hose nozzle into where you pee through it and it cranks the pee up to another level and fires it into the bowl of high velocity. Yeah. Just to create the illusion that, you're bringing heat when you go to pee. Yeah. Because everybody's always judging you. And I don't think that I'm the only one. Now, the reason I said that would be more targeted towards men, and maybe I will revitalize this idea, but I don't know if women, ladies, let us know. Send us an email. Let us know. I don't know if that's anything you're judging where you go, oh, she's firing over there. Yeah. Like, you guys in stalls next to each other and you're like, bling, 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 bling. Maybe that's a negative thing. If it's coming out crazy? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's reverse. Loose. Yeah. Maybe like for women, it's like you want it to be like, like coming out, like it got giggles out of you. Like, but men don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be a grown man and you feeling all confident. You're like, what's good, bro? And then you go in the bathroom and like, dribbling into the bowl. You don't want that. You want it to really come out. Oh yeah, right on, my man, right on. It's coming out right now. That's how you want it to come out of you, not like a childish giggle, So maybe it's reversed for women, but for men, I definitely know if you are next to a stall, another man, you hear like the pee coming out, like Pillsbury Doughboy pee. You don't want that. You want it to really come out. Where my dog's at? Oh yeah, right on, and you come out with confidence. So I thought the Johnny Rocket would be a great idea. I did not ever go into patenting and those kinds of next steps, but perhaps I will because I think that there's a market there.
You're an idiot, man. I can't stand.
Our final clip of the year comes from a fantastic guest that we had on in the third or fourth quarter of this year, who we absolutely formed a bomb with. And if you're fortunate enough, you've gotten yourself a ticket for January 15th, 2024, where you will be able to see her accompanied by us at Zen West Roadside Cantina in Baltimore, Maryland, for our first live show. This was a moment in overall great conversation with one Madison McGee from Ice Cold Case. But this moment in particular really resonated with me specifically. I felt a kinship with the words that she was saying out of her mouth, and her story really felt like it was resonating with me at this very moment. in the conversation. And so I wanted to play a clip from the Ice Cold Conversations episode with Madison McGee.
These are my family members by blood, but they're acquaintances at best. I don't know them. They weren't around.
Yeah.
Not their fault, but they weren't around when I was growing up, and we don't have that relationship. And I also was a bit skewed in my perspective because I went in already having read the police files and already sort of gathering a little bit of info. And I had sort of reconciled in my head that a lot of my family members maybe knew at the very least a little bit more than what they were letting on. And that already had my guard up because I don't trust them now for that reason. And I think that maybe impacted.
It colored your thoughts on like, because you're not going in, you're already going into it guarded because you're suspicious of the people.
Yeah.
So, but
I get
but the hesitancy of them, wanting to talk to you and then you meeting these new people that's on the other side of your family was, I'm guessing nobody wanted to reach out and was like, I want answers to, I want to help. I guess they was just like, I don't even want no part of that at all.
Yeah, everyone that I spoke to, I directly reached out to and had to do a little bit of convincing to talk to me. And I think it's hard too, because as much as I'd love to have a relationship with them and just like go and hang out, until I solve my dad's murder, there's no way I could even have a conversation with these people and not bring it up. And so I think that also, they could maybe see that as like, well, she's using us for information or whatever. But it's like, it's just hard for me to even talk to these people who were around at the time. And like my one uncle lived like a couple doors down. Like, it's like, I can't talk.
You could be talking to somebody who has the key to what you need, and they're just smiling in your face.
Stranger without bringing it up. How am I supposed to talk to someone who like was there kind of and not bring it up? And so I think that kind of has skewed our relationship as well, because it's just hard for me to sure, I want to know how your day was and what your kids are up to, but I really want to know, what exactly were you doing that day? What exactly do you remember? And like, I'll just keep cycling through that. And so, yeah, it's hard. And I do feel a bit more like a journalist in that way, where my relationship with them feels very transactional, versus like familial. But again, I think that goes back to like, they just don't feel that much like family because I don't really know them. And even, my uncle looks exactly like my dad, which is funny. But even then it's like, I just want to know what happened. And I just want to solve this so badly that, I'm willing to sort of put this relationship to the side to get the answers that I need to continue moving forward.
Okay. I fully get that. My dad has like 6 kids, 5 different moms. And so I have all these adult siblings now that I'm kind of like, I feel bad that we're not close, but like I grew up an only child. My mom had 1 kid. I'm in the house by myself. Like, so I understand that feeling of we are blood and you kind of look like me, but I don't really know you. And I don't think I owe anybody that. And that took a long time for me to like accept for myself, because I had all these bad feelings of being like an older brother to somebody who's a stranger. Like, I'm your older brother, like in a TV show, but like I don't know you. I don't feel like I owe you guidance or some kind of role that I don't know.
I have felt this weird sort of contradiction of, what obligations do I have to people who are my family? And a lot of my family members, the only people mad about my podcast at the moment, besides these weird people who are now commenting on my podcast saying that I'm racist, are my family members. And they're very upset about this show. And my argument is, I don't owe them anything. I don't, like, even if I had known them my whole life, I don't owe anyone anything. Like, I only owe myself any obligation to my own moral convictions. And if I'm staying true to that, then I owe no one else on this earth anything besides my cat, food, and water. And it just doesn't make sense that we get in our heads about, oh, well, you have to have a relationship with someone because they're your family member, or you owe your parent X, Y, and Z because they gave you life, and like all of these weird things that were fed our entire lives. if your parent sucks and is super toxic and a narcissist, you do not have to have a relationship with them. And it's very weird that we pretend like you do. Like, if that was a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a toxic relationship or an abusive relationship, you would tell your friend to get out of that relationship. But because it's a relative, you're like, you should really work that out. That's weird. That's gross. Stop doing that. Like, I don't like that at all. And I feel that way now with my podcast. Like, there's a lot of family members who have been reaching out with like the worst things to say to me ever. And I don't reply, but if I did, I would say, I owe you nothing. Like, I owe you literally not one thing ever. If I end up making $1 bajillion on my podcast, I don't owe you anything. If I solve this case, I don't owe you a thank you. I don't owe you anything. Like, I don't owe you anything. It's just so weird that like we have this like, oh, your family. Okay. And
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
like, as long as I'm staying true to my moral convictions, and that's a line I'm learning and trying not to cross, I go to bed at night with a big fat smile on my face.
All right, folks, what can I say? Another year in the books. 2023 was an incredible one. A lot of great moments for the podcast, a lot of tragic stories in the world of true crime, but a lot of resolution in the world of true crime. So I think this has been a very yin and yang full year. I look forward to 2024. I look forward to what it has in store for us and you guys and the podcast overall. This will be the last episode of 2023. Now, what I will say is we will still be doing mini-sodes. So affirmativemurder@gmail.com. If you have any tales from the hood, please get them into us. We would love to hear from you guys. We would love to hear from you guys in 2024, but we would love your help to finish out the year. Again, affirmativemurder@gmail.com, tales from the hood. We would love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support, the kind words, the laughs, the honesty, the rawness. People that I've never met before. They talk about this parasocial relationship in podcasting. People I've never met before have told me some of the most real and genuine things about their lives. And I feel like I've shared those things with you. And even though we've never made eye contact, the way I feel about the people that listen to this podcast is the way that I hope they feel about us, which is that we keep it real, we keep it raw, and we allow for grace so that conversations can be had for growth, because that's what makes the world better. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for getting behind us the way that you have over the last 5 or 6 years. Wow. So much has changed in my life, come and gone, and we were here, now we're there. I mean, it's been a lot of change, but this has been a constant, and I'm so appreciative of it. And we would like to show our appreciation more in 2024 by growing bigger, being better, learning more, and providing an experience for the people that support us that is unrivaled and unique to Affirmative Murder. So I'm Alvin Williams. Thank you guys so much. Fran is also incredibly thankful and appreciative. But as we finish out this year, I want to tell everybody before I go, be safe, be happy, and always be yourself. Deuces.